Our day of crisis may have come to an end, but now it's time for the hangover. Welcome to New Game Plus.
So what's so plus about this?
Well, I mean, it works like New Game Plus and a number of other video games, but there are some interesting twists. Actually, well, speaking of twists, there's one weapon, a boss weapon we haven't unlocked yet, and also a ticket to space.
Oh?
What?
That might be important later.
Oh no, I want to reference an obscure show, but I shouldn't.
Well, on the plus side, we've collected all the weapons and gotten the subsequent title.
Nice.
Oh, hey, it's a Tsunami t-shirt, my favorite.
Yay!
That's what I'm talking about. There's the twist. That is Colonel Haynes's shotgun specifically.
What if I want to view regular movies?
You can't. There are no regular movies in this universe.
Damn. If they're all special, then aren't none of them special?
Now that's a good reference. The secret disaster files are actually more educational than anything else. It's not like they don't have any hidden lore or anything. It's more about, meteorology accurate as of 2009. I'll post those in the thread as well. They're not spoilery. It's the edutainment part of the game.
Gotcha.
Man, I still have one save file, at least one save file from my initial recording sessions 5 years ago. So anyway, we're gonna quit out of the game. Once we come back, you load through load game. You start this. Oh yes, beforehand. So there actually is a clue as to which of the two chords you're supposed to pull at the very end. But you have to wait until the clock is basically almost at 0, and then the colonel will call you back and say, no, it's the red one. Click the red one.
The red or the blue? Which one?
The red one! Cut the red cord!
Colonel!
Nice.
Okay, now we can transition properly into New Game Plus. Yeah, it's a standard video game trope, and this one does it pretty well. There are actually several different options. First of all, you could choose what costume to start out with, and you could also change costumes in between each mission. We're gonna start with Barbarian. This one is pretty weird. You're more resistant to smoke filling up your lungs, while at the same time, you're immune to extreme heat. We also have 2 new difficulty modes, Hard and Real Disaster. And there's also an option for a new game minus called Reset Mode, which, yeah, I'm not going to touch that. We're going with Crisis Mode, which is the proper New Game Plus. Now, unfortunately, the costumes do not carry over into the pre-rendered cutscenes, but thankfully there's no shortage of in-game cutscenes as well, and those do have any costumes you unlock.
No one needs rescuing around here.
Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, pretty much. So here's the one other weapon I haven't really shown off yet, which is the explosive bow gun. It's a bow gun, and it is by far the best out of them because it actually does damage thanks to the explosiveness. Also has a rather interesting gimmick to it that relates to its aiming potential.
Yes, the attribute you have not. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the aiming stat specifically is actually just for the use of the concentration gauge. It does not affect your actual accuracy or recoil.
Middle of the street?
For a second, I thought that was still the barbarian outfit, but with like more straps. I was very worried.
Yeah.
It adds more of the costume. It covers him up the more you use it. So yeah, this is an explosive bow gun. It does as it says on the tin.
Oh no! You blew his dick off.
Excellent.
The other interesting gimmick about it is that you see it takes quite a while normally for the explosive to detonate, but if you can get a headshot, that time is cut in half.
Huh.
Also, I hadn't really gotten my fill of shooting explosives in the dick, so here we go. One more for the road.
Oh, you had to slow it down, too.
Running out of ammo.
So the costume that I'm wearing now is the Rescuer. It's the SRT uniform that Ray was wearing at the very beginning of the game. It has actually, if you're going through New Game Plus and you haven't maxed out Ray's stats yet, this is actually a good way to do it, because when you rescue people while wearing this outfit, it restores your health and stamina. And it works the same way that food does, where if there's excess stamina, it transfers that into survival points.
Ooh.
This is me also showing off that you can, in fact, destroy the helicopter at the end of this section from Blue Ridge City. Although, as keeping our tradition of using the junk, I've actually got a shuriken off screen, so we're gonna blow up this helicopter in one hit with a shuriken.
Okay. Hey, what the hell is he?
Nice.
Oh, you're running out of ammo.
So I find it rather ironic that I'm using the Rescuer costume for this level, because this is also the time that I got the title for finishing a stage without rescuing anyone. There are actually 2 dedicated titles. You have to complete 2 different stages without rescuing anybody. And this is the Fire t-shirt. As I mentioned before, t-shirts are purely cosmetic. It's only the full costumes that have gameplay changes.
The subway has received severe damage. It could come down at any time.
Excellent.
It was only fitting. And now we're going to show off the Twister. I think it's rather appropriate, given who the original owner of this gun was, that we fight Gordon with the Twister. So this is a weird gun. It has the most damage per pellet ratio of any shotgun in the game. Unfortunately, it only fires 1 pellet at a time.
Oh, it's a slug.
It's a musket rifle, essentially.
Shit! Son of a...
Wait a minute, is this a roundabout Tanegashima thing?
I don't know JoJo well enough to confidently answer that.
I don't know if that's a JoJo, I just know that in the Metal Gear games, there's at least 2 of them have a Tanegashima, which is a,
Oh, right, yes. Yeah, I do remember that now.
a slow match musket that fires off tornadoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the t-shirt we're wearing for this is the Heavy Rain t-shirt. I think we already made our Quantic Dream joke in the previous episode, so...
This is what you get for interfering with us!
I mean, I don't mind repeating the fact that Quantic Dream bad. David Cage bad.
No, wait, this is... Actually, I don't remember which costume this is. I'll have to put that in post, but...
Is that a light? Is there a house there?
Thunderstorm shirt.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah, let's call it the Thunderstorm shirt until corrected otherwise. These are also like the only cutscenes where you could really show off unique angles for the costumes, because I mean, it would have been very funny if they had made alternate FMVs for each costume in the game. I mean, the Wii disc is dual layered. If they really wanted to put in the time, they could have done it.
I think I found a way out. Can you walk?
Oh.
And this is just a brief demonstration of the Barbarian's gimmick, or at least one of them, which is that if you remember when we went through this the first time, there was extreme heat, and Ray's stamina drained much faster. When you wear the Barbarian costume in extremely hot areas, status nerf is negated.
Shit!
What is this place?
The pyroclastic flow has passed by. The surface has cooled down, but it's still...
Wow.
You sure it'll be all?
And this one is the volcano. I'm actually remembering now, there is one last crossbow, which I'm going to demonstrate here. The rapid fire crossbow. By far the worst one. It basically does nothing except, it's a crossbow, but it's rapid fire, and I think it has slightly worse recoil, and it works the same way that the regular crossbow does, where damage is basically useless unless you get a headshot.
Those are some sad damage numbers.
See, the real problem is that these guys' heads aren't giant apples.
Yeah.
Anyway, as you can see, I'm not a big fan of this gun. I mean, it's not even when it's maxed out, which this isn't. It's still not very good. I guess it has, decent reload speed if you're into that, but
you were running out of ammo.
No, the fire is here too? There's no other way. Just have to keep going.
And this is the Hurricane t-shirt. Which I in my opinion, this has the best design of Ray's t-shirts, but they're all pretty good.
There's fire everywhere.
Perhaps I should have chosen a better stage in which to show it off, though, but one that does not have like mirage and heat blurring effects.
But you do have a nice contrast against the fire geyser.
And an extra nice contrast now that I'm being set on fire and I'm slowly dying.
Oh, there's nothing slow about that.
Ray wasn't actually in any danger there. He was just patting himself down, trying to look for his phone. So here are some of the death scenes that I found were most intriguing and or funny. Including this one, which has a unique quote from Steve.
Ray, hang on! Don't you die on me! Ray!
In the first fight at Gordon, you basically have to like try to die in these.
The battle is over. He's dead.
Time to reload.
Each of the unique fights has 2 game over quotes. I'm not going to show them both unless I find them interesting, which I think is in the case of one of them, but there's one I really like for this the APC fight.
Yeah, mission accomplished. The man wasn't as good as he thought he was.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
For 2/3 of the game, he doesn't think he's good at all.
We're clearly terrible judges of character. We were hired for our brawn, not our brains.
Not now.
Aw, dang it.
I hate when my car does that.
Sorry, Steve.
I'm a really big fan of this one, which I heard far too many times when doing New Game Plus recordings, because I actually forgot just how hard this chase was.
Damn! Piece of shit.
It's really great. And, well, we need to hear the dulcet tones of Dan Southworth one last time, and he actually has 2 dedicated quotes.
Don't blame us. We're just doing what we have to do. Like I said, we'd get rid of anyone who stands in our way.
Oof.
Ray, we're up so high. Are you sure it's okay?
Yeah, don't worry.
Lies to children.
Ray.
We're not gonna be okay at all.
Oh, you just showed her the quick way down.
Oh.
Taking damage to save time. That's what this business is all about. This one takes a while because it likes to respawn you, even on hard difficulty, which I played most of this new game stuff, or the new game plus on hard rather than Real Disaster, because holy shit, Real Disaster is hard.
Shit! This car is finished.
Please don't die.
Ray's just really good at letting her down.
This is going to be Iris' legacy, a no shortage of a collection of perfectly cut screams.
Ray! No. Ray.
Okay, well, we've done enough waiting. I think it's time to see what that ticket to space is all about. This is actually a free shooting range. It counts as a shooting range. You do not need to spend any BP in order to access it, which I'm glad. I'm glad because it's extremely hard. Now remember, in space, you could use any weapon.
Oh, I thought it was that no one could hear you scream.
Well, no one can hear you scream while you're using any weapon you like.
Oh.
This report is excellent. Well done. Excellent work, everyone. You should be very proud of yourselves. This situation was very trying for all of us, but together, we got through it.
This is the most optimistic a U.S. president has been in 65 years.
It's true.
Mr. President,
What is it?
are you ready for this, sir? NASA just sent this over. This photo shows a newly discovered asteroid, sir.
Asteroid?
Really, it's the only way
According
this
to
could
our
end.
scientists' calculations, there's a very high probability that this asteroid will strike the Earth.
You know, Americans are always saying that they saved the world, and now this could be literally true.
Threatens to destroy all mankind, sir.
But only Shovel Knight is supposed to strike the Earth.
Well, I do have some bad news, unfortunately. For this ending, we are going to have to use someone else's footage. I have
Rip.
conceded. I cannot tell you how many times I have tried to beat this. I've wasted weeks. But rather than complain, instead, let's just enjoy the moment, I guess. These are the ideal weapons that you're supposed to bring into this fight. The Volcano Rocket Launcher, a Gatling gun with maxed out stats, and the Assault Rifle 2 with maxed out stats. As you can see, the hot lava glowing parts of the asteroid are the weak points. And theoretically, at least, if you have enough damage output, you could take it down in the time required.
It's a nice visual representation of the spread, at least.
Yeah, that's
True.
And I've seen some guides online suggesting you should actually aim in between the weak points, just because the spread is so large that it'll end up hitting all three repeatedly. But again, I don't want to complain. I don't know what I was doing wrong. If by some miracle I happen to get this at some point on camera, then sure, I'll upload a video of that. But let's call this more a victory for Earth rather than a victory for myself. I will concede that perhaps I was not the savior of the nation or the world that was hyped up to be in the game.
Three whole minutes of jackhammer sounds.
Yep, still better sound design than insert the name of a modern movie here. Actually, it's not entirely jackhammer sounds. Right at the very end, this person switches to their assault rifle because they run out of ammo.
Yeah.
You also get a huge amount of battle points. So if you're looking to finish upgrading the upgrade tree for all the weapons, this is a great place for it.
I don't know about creating a nebula so close to Earth, though.
So how I think it works is that it's 100,000 BP for clearing it, and then you get an additional 10,000, I think, for each second remaining on the clock. Now, I do have infinite footage, basically, of the game over cutscene, so here it is. Seems to be heading directly for Cuba for some reason.
Sephiroth wins.
Okay, so I didn't want to end this Let's Play on a disappointing note by my admitting defeat. So instead, well, there's one costume we've talked about I haven't shown off yet. Yes, friends. It is finally frog time.
Of course.
Behold, His Majesty.
Oh my god.
Oh no, don't tuck it in, Ray. Don't. Oh, no.
I mean, if you want to talk about painted on cleavage, Lisa's clearly not the only one with that problem.
Iris!
Yeah, you need tweezers to pluck that out, man.
Oh my god.
I love how the costume doesn't zip up the whole way.
It's just too burly.
Yeah, the main positive trait for the frog costume is that you can swim underwater indefinitely during the few brief sections where you actually are underwater.
I will.
I would not be able to do this, for example, if I had any other costume. You would eventually drown if you keep swimming without resurfacing, but thanks to the magic of frog, we no longer need to do that.
Protected until now.
And, well, I did mention before that, yes, pre-rendered cutscenes don't have costumes in them, but gameplay does. And in particular, the running away from the camera section has the costumes enabled. So here we go.
I just realized it has a bulge too. Oh my god.
Now, hold on, he shouldn't mind those.
This is too much water for him, even for Frog.
That's a lot of cake, Ray.
And yeah, at long last, we have seen most of what Disaster Day of Crisis has to offer. I guess while I'm here, there are actually two other costumes that take considerably more effort to unlock, but also have some interesting like gameplay twists to them. The first one I want to talk about is the Samurai, which is the costume you get for getting every title in the game. That actually has a very interesting gimmick to it. So it doubles your damage for everything, as if you were using concentration mode. And you can stack that on top of it when using concentration to do 4 times damage. But consequently, that means that when you're using concentration, any bit of damage is a one-hit kill.
Oh.
The other one is one I've talked about before. It's Mechanical Ray, which is the costume you get when you beat the game on Real Disaster mode. It essentially makes Ray invincible to everything except for smoke, because he's a cyborg in that costume, so he doesn't have lungs, and he can't fill it up. I'm going to be showing some footage of the Mechanical Ray costume right now, which was very difficult to find. Basically, the only place I could find it is, you remember that old Speed Demos Archive speedrun I mentioned way back? There was a New Game Plus run. They used Mechanical Ray as their costume of choice for that. There is also several earlier videos ago, I mentioned that this game has 2 dubs, both in English, both with most of the same cast, but with slightly different direction. I don't remember if I mentioned it before, but there's a video detailing some of the differences in performance between the Japanese English and European English versions. I'm going to link to that in the thread, hopefully, and maybe the description as well, if I remember. But yeah, that's an interesting one, which I had avoided, really discussing just because it had some ending spoilers. And there we go. That was Disaster Day of Crisis for the Nintendo Wii, one of the Nintendo Wii games of all time.
Are you glad you finally made it through it?
Yes, given how long I've been working on this in theory, yeah, I think that's certainly it's a hurdle that I've overcome. Much like Ray in a frog suit outrunning a tidal wave.
Now, go ahead.
That image is going to be with me for a while.
I think it's going to be with us for forever, essentially, and to everyone watching at home.
Now, my secret to dealing with not finishing a project is to simply not start that project.
I wish I knew how to do that. Well, that being said, I don't know what my next project's going to be. I'm probably going to take a mental health break just for a while. I'm not stopping Let's Plays, or at least not retiring. I'm just temporarily uh, stopping just to get some things in order on my end. But I mean, I'll probably revisit Tomb Raider Underworld at some point. We did Legend earlier. But we'll see when we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And what did you guys think of the game?
Incredible for some of the reasons they intended, but most of the reasons they did not.
Yeah.
That's a great summation, actually.
It was certainly unique. And it's nice when a developer comes up with something that's not shovelware on the Wii. And this is clearly not shovelware. It's maybe not a AAA title, but it's not shovelware, you know? So hats off to them for a passionate display of game development. I guess is the best I can say.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, this was Monolith Soft's like trial run for figuring out the Wii's hardware while they were working on Xenoblade.
It turned out if it produced Xenoblade, so...
Well, the one thing I can say about this compared to the Wii version of Xenoblade, this has a better frame rate, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming along. Thanks to everyone for watching and sticking through the thread. And I'll see you when I see you, whenever that is.